NHL fired the first shots of the war with the WHA when, through Hockey Canada, they barred Hull, Jerry Cheevers, Derek Sanderson, and Bernie Parent from playing in the '72 Summit Series.
I can't understand that why the National League has to be so petty over this. I'm a Canadian, and I think that I should be able to represent my country, and I want to.
Biggest disappointment in my life. I knew that my dad and I had spoken, and we decided that if the Soviet Union at that time was going to challenge the greatest of, supposedly the greatest players in the world, of the National Hockey League, that they had a good chance of winning our tie. And that first game in Montreal, at a house party with Izzy Asper and a number of several dozens of prominent Winnipeg people, and of course it was 2-0 Canada immediately. And they were cheering and cheering, and they panned the two teams, and the Canadian team guys were, the NHL guys, they were sweating bullets. And Harlamov, Petrov, Mikhailov, Vasiliev, Gusev, they hadn't even broken a sweat yet. So I said to the people, I said, folks, don't get too excited. By the middle of the second period, things will be a little different. You're just saying that, it's sour grapes. I said, maybe. By the middle of the second period, we knew what had happened. Soviets were ahead by a good number of goals, and it all turned out great, though. Turned out to be the greatest series in hockey history, and I'm glad that the guys, for the guys that were part of it, and as much as I wasn't, it was still Canada's team, and they did a great job.
Well, I think I can see where the NHL, drew the line. I mean, I think that they made it an NHL team type of thing, and that excluded some players. So I think that's fair. I mean, when it comes right down to it, they made their own decision to move to the WHA, and so I don't feel that they should have probably been in that series. But the opportunity came, a couple of years later, and Bobby had a chance to play and play well, and played very well in that '74 series. He was I think over the whole series was one of our better players for sure.
I thought it was a weak decision not to allow us to play. It was I don't know why. And Harry Sinden was a coach who I now work for, and I've always been with him, and most of the time with him. And when he picked his team, he said to me, and Harry knew more than anyone. He knew what type of a series it was going to be, and he said to me, I'll never forget when he asked me to play, Jerry, he says, I don't know how many, because he knows I'm a terrible practice goaltender. He's, all I want you to do is get ready for the first game. You're playing the first game, because I know what type of game that's going to be. He says, I'd like to have you in there. And I said, geez, well, that's an honor. And then myself, Dryden, and I think Tony O was the three goalies. And I knew like a month